really doesn't help the students if they're out of school, and it doesn't help the students in the building if we put them there. So this person, academic support and behavior intervention counselor, will work those students, facilitate their learning while they're still in school, and then also teach them the tools and skills to be better so they don't continue the behavior, so we can modify the behavior and support them. And then our goal is to expand that. So we would have a structured study area during the day to support all students that need additional academic support based on what has occurred over the last year with the pandemic. So we're looking to use that funding this year. Again, I do not know, some of the funding's been approved fairly quickly. Some of the items are still waiting on from CAS 2, but I'm pretty positive that the CAS 3.0 funding will come in later this fall. I would like to start that position this year. I do have funding in the budget not to cover the full position, but we do have an ISS person in there, so we do have some limited funding in there. So I'm asking you tonight that if I can go ahead and at least post that as an anticipated opening and see where the funding is and bring it back to you next week, next school board meeting, exactly what the plan would be to move forward based on the funding availability, and how I can use the existing funding and possibly find some other sources within this year's budget to at least have a gap until we do get the CAS 3.0. So the total allocation that we have from the CAS, from the federal government, is $861,520. These proposals, based on what we're looking to do, would be $856,725. Things may change, but clearly a substantial amount of that, as you can see, does go to the HVAC estimate as we move forward, and clearly by next school board meeting we'll have a better idea that we're trying to get requests for proposals and bids from that right now to get an idea. Approval, consensus or vote that yes, we accept the plan as presented by the.
I make a motion to approve the proposal for the use of the ESSER III funds.
Seconded.
Hearing no comment. Yes.
Leslie?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Nicole?
Yes.
And Tricia? Yes. Motion passed.
Thank you.
Bill, on this side, Bill, with the moment.
Okay. So, in your packet, there is some notes about the dual diploma. We're going to have Mrs. Cronin come up to discuss that. But this is a way to recognize students when they come to us as far as where they are standing credit. And the rationale that we want to put this in place, it provides equity to our students, continues with the multiple pathways that we have the students can have towards graduation. We feel that it supports all the learners. It provides flexibility in the student schedule, and it also meets the state standards. It meets the current state standards that exist, and it also allows us to go above and beyond and continue with what we provide.
Yes, thank you. So as Bill mentioned, this year we're looking to also have a 92 credit diploma option for our day school students. As you know, right now we have the 110 for day school, and then we have the 80 credit diploma for the evening division students. But we're looking to add a middle ground to support those students that sometimes can't get to that 110 over the years, whether it's they want to include SST, they want to do some alternative learning plans, they've struggled and just haven't been successful in all their classes, so they're struggling to meet that 110. Or students who get specialized instruction and their schedules are a little bit less flexible and being able to fit all the requirements in. So as I mentioned, it's all in your packet. And also transfer students. We have, with our 110 diploma option, a lot of students transfer over with like half a credit or 1 credit, and our requirements are already way above and beyond the state standards. So we're finding that they're unable to meet our diploma options in the 4 years. So our goal is to keep students in the day school as opposed to having their only option be night school, or not be able to engage in different courses that, for instance, SST takes up a large part of their day, or other elective courses that they may want to take but can't because of certain requirements. So as you can see in the packet, I really outline exactly where the difference in credits are, so that you can see it's really not that dramatic. And, you know, again, we're already above and beyond in a lot of these classes, and this still makes us above and beyond. I think, you know, after talking to faculty and students and staff, you know, the question is, well, we don't want to lower the bar for students, right? We really want to keep that bar high, and absolutely. We're not looking to lower the bar for anyone. We're looking to equalize the bar for those students that struggle or have different pathways in high school. So, you know, we have some students this year, as we're doing senior credit checks, that there's no way they would be able to graduate in day school with the 110 diploma. But if we look at the 92 diploma option for them, they could stay. And a lot of them, you know, their only option right now is we can go to night school and graduate with your cohort, or you have to stay and come back another year. And a lot of them want to stay in day school. That's where they can get their specialized instruction. That's where their counselors are during the day. That's where there's academic support. In night school, they do have a lot of support at night, but it's a different type of feel. So, you know, a lot of students want to stay, but their only option has been to go to the evening school, so they do that so they can graduate with their class. You know, and I think the night school is great for the right student as well. Like, there's nothing, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the night school. Some kids thrive there. They like the small classes. They like the focus of one class per night. So it's not impeding on that night school. It's just we want to keep kids in the day school and support their learning styles and what their future holds for them. And again, you know, keep them here in the day where they can access all the supports. So I also have the state standards in there for you guys to take a look at. And there would be a process for this. So basically all students come into high school, and the goal is the Scholastic Diploma track. So that's the 110 diploma. And they work with their counselors over the 4 years. And, you know, if for some reason their plan changes, we would have to get a meeting with their parents and guardians. It would require my approval to make sure that that's the right path for them, because we want to make sure that everyone is challenging themselves and reaching their full potential. And, you know, I know another question we've gotten from people is, well, then they'll just all take the classes and graduate early, or, you know, have no classes your senior year. But in order to be a full-time day student, we're still requiring the 6 classes, freshman through junior year, and senior year, the 5 class minimum. So it's not giving students the ability to take less classes or not continue to, you know, challenge themselves. It's really just supporting that small number of students that have a different pathway, and maybe education is not, you know, maybe a 4-year college is not their plan, but maybe they want to go to a trade school, or maybe they're interested in doing some type of internship. We had a student this year that wanted to do an internship in Boston through a huge, you know, TB12 program, and they weren't going to be able to fit all their requirements in during the day. So it limited the ability to kind of do some of this real life experiences. So we want to have that flexibility for those kids. So that is the reason for proposing this. I am here to answer any questions that you guys have about that.
So this is gonna be, I see it as something, especially with our SST population, say, because I've heard that for years, that to get into a program there, which is amazing, and taking courses there that can actually be college credits and whatnot, they can't fit it the schedule-wise in, because it's on different schedules. So I think this is a perfect counterpart for that, and the fact that it keeps them in school and not leaving is, I'm 110% behind it.
Yeah, that is the scenario we run up against most of the time, is students want to attend SST, they have interest, they're not sure if that's a direction they want to do in their future, but they want the opportunity to take advantage of that program. But due to the requirements and trying to fit everything in their schedule, they shy away from doing that. And we want to support that program and you know, that pathway if that's what a student is interested in.
Just for folks out there, the SST is the Seacoast School of Technology. And mentioned earlier, back to the trades, it is a trade school, in essence. And mentioned earlier that our board has been so supportive of the trades and SST. It's in Exeter. We pay for the transportation, we pay the tuition, and the transportation back, and it's part of our curriculum. And many kids have not been able to take part in any of the trades that, a high school is an experiment. And we want the kids to have every opportunity to find out what they want to do in life. This is just an opportunity, and if they're in a pattern that they've got to stay in, and it's structured, they can't take these courses that they might want to take a course in, I'm just throwing out carpentry or plumbing or something of that nature. Under this program, they could do it. And again, I've mentioned before, I'm all for the trades, and so you need somebody as a plumber. He's got to be there. So the guys that are plumbers now are 50 and older. So understand that we need some young people coming into the trades. I'm going to vacillate here because I'm old. I have a forum. I had an electrician come in, master electrician, and he had an apprentice. He just graduated from high school. I said, it was the summertime. I said, what are you going to do next year? He says, I'm staying on as an apprentice. He said, I work if I'm an apprentice for 3 years, then I will become a journeyman. And my employer pays for all my training. And then as a journeyman, then he transfers right into being a master electrician. He said, my classmates that are going to college, they're going to have $200,000 or more in loans going to college. They're going to get out and they're going to make somewhere around $60,000. He said, I'd be at $60,000 in 3 years. And if I'm a master electrician, I can start my own business. And if you ever try to get an electrician or any trade, this is where it's at. So again, here's a young man saying, hey, I can go to college, I go to the trades, I can make much more than my buddies, and I don't have a $200,000 debt. He's ready to go. So again, thank you for that, and for these students that would like to have the opportunity to just try a trade, whether it's carpentry, plumbing, or others. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you. We can do that. Okay, need a motion?
Oh, okay. You want one?
Sure. You typing it up? Oh, you got one? Oh, Leslie's doing that.
No, she's doing it. We're making a motion to approve the,
20 credit diploma option.
there you go, that's it.
92.
Sorry, 92.
92.
And I was looking at the state part.
That would be mine.
That's the state. 92.
92.
We have a second.
Second.
Thank you. Okay, ready for the vote?
Yep.
Yes.
Henry, Leslie,
Yes.
Yes.
Tony, Nicole, Patricia.
Yes.
I just want to thank you also though for bringing this up and for, realizing that we need to hit everybody in the school, and bringing this forward is, it's just a testament to the way that we work here, I think, is we're trying to hit every student here, and I appreciate all the work that it took to bring this forward, so thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Just in the note, Leslie's been representative, I guess, for what, five years or so, over to SST. We have you're the new representative, and so we have a board member on their board as well, and as a support, I want to thank you for that. And we're all set on that? Okay. Going back to Mr. McGowan again.
Okay, in your packet, you have the 2021-2022 student parent handbook. We've made some minor updates, made sure that all the policies align with the policies, the school board policies. Not much else to say about that, but again, it will be online. As we make changes, we'll bring them to you, and we'll also make them online.
So we need a motion to approve the handbook.
Yes.
Make a motion to approve the handbook. Tricia, they still do make blackberries, checked.
We did. I was going through the handbook and it was talking about electronic devices and it included BlackBerries. And I wasn't sure if they still did.
Fair enough. I just looked it up, you can buy them on eBay, guys, so.
Well, I think that's maybe one area that we're gonna update pretty soon, and just say.
All
All electronic.
anything.
I'm sure there's something that we don't include.
Yeah. All right, so we've got the motion on, right?
Second.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it yes, Leslie?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Nicole?
Yes.
And Tricia?
Yes.
Motion passed.
For the parents out there watching, that will be posted online, but in the packet that I will be sending out tomorrow for parents, there's a sheet of paper there for you to sign off that you have looked at it with your son or daughter, to be signed and returned, so please make sure you do that.
This is return to school guidance.
Yes, so returning to the topic we discussed earlier, my recommendation to the board would be to move forward the return to school plan as presented. I understand that this is a challenging issue and it is one that has divided our community. I think my responsibility is not only to keep students safe, to open school, keep students safe, but to help students remain in school through this year. And that is the goal of the plan. We have aligned to the current DHHS guidance, which is New Hampshire specific. And I'm optimistic that we will have a good and lengthy in-person school year.
Make a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation for the return to school guidance.
Seconded.
I do have a question on that. Is your plan reviewable?
It would be my expectation that we would review it at each board meeting.
Because that's the only way I would go positive, that there's gonna be a review.
I think.
That's just personal.
Yeah.
Well, it's such a constantly changing situation
Right.
that we should be.
I wanted that out,
Reviewing it, okay.
that it's not just
Right.
for time immemorial, it will be reviewed.
You ready for vote?
Sure.
Henry?
I will with that caveat, yes.
Leslie?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Nicole?
Yes.
Tricia? Yes. Motion passed.
Personnel, is that in executive, no? Okay. And, yep. Next meeting is, although we have a joint board meeting, right?
Policy.
Joint board policy.
Yep, okay, that's policy. And our next meeting is September 15th, 6:30 in this room.